Can I tell you how I feel? Look. You so fucking precious when you smile. Yeah.
Hey, welcome back to my channel, and today I will be showing you guys how I am going to achieve this high braiding ponytail. And yeah, so right now I am just detangling my hair out because my hair is freshly washed from last night and I didn't put no heat to it, and my scalp is dry, so I'm using a wild growth oil and I'm just going to be massaging it all through my head and making sure I get it because we do not love dry scalps. And I'm going to take the Eco Styler gel, and usually I part my hair into different sections, but for this style I was just trying to hurry up, so I didn't part it. As you can see, I was just going to start in the front, but I just decided to do a little small part in the back. And parting it causes it to for you to have like less lumps in the back of your hair if your hair is thick, how mine's kind of is when after I wash it. So I decided to part it a little bit in the back and let it just like brush it down. Sorry. It usually takes me a while to comb out my hair, so that's why I sped up the video. But right now I'm just putting the Eco Styler gel all over my hair, and you can use whatever like flicks your hair down. And so I'm just brushing it up, and when I get it brushed up, I will make sure that like I said, you can use Got to Be glue if you want to. Usually I don't like to use a lot of Got to Be glue because it will sometimes make your hair really hard, and if I want to change styles the next day, it's hard to get it out. So yeah, that's why I just leave it up, and then I'm just brushing it up, and I'm going to finally put it into the bun as soon as I get it. Sorry. As soon as I get it into the ponytail. And these elastics that I use are easier to use because they do not pop as much as the other ones. And I could try to find a picture of them for you guys, but I'm not sure. I just get them from the hair store. But yeah, so So I just comb through my ponytail, and because my hair is kind of long when I put it up into a top bun thing, so I'm going to braid my hair in a way. Just, you can either twist if you don't know how to braid, but just to get the hair to not be as puffy and just to get it laid down. Of course, it does not have to be perfect, and I'm just going to braid it and then wrap it around each other, and that way that the hair is not as puffy as it would be if I was just to try to pin it down. And I'm going to use a rubber band because rubber bands are easier on my hair than me sticking a whole bunch of bobby pins, because I will still have to put bobby pins in my hair when I add on the weave. So right now I am just going to put one rubber band. You want to make sure it's not too tight, but you want to also make sure that it's not too loose, because this is really going to be the base of your ponytail. And yeah, so normally I would just go back in and put some more Eco Styling Gel or whatever I need on there just to slick down the hairs. And I'm just going to brush it up using the edge brush to try to get it to lay and make sure that that ball is as tight as it can be. And I'm going to fix it in just a second by wrapping the hairs underneath. And then I'm going to do my edges. You can see my edges. I skipped the first part. I use Eco Styler Gel first to make a base, and then I go in with the edge booster to go over the first layer, if that makes sense. And it took me a minute to get my edges to lay because I really don't know why. But yeah, so they kind of looked a little wild at first, but then they'll get a little better after I, you know, do them over again and again. Can't really have perfect edges, but yeah. So that just took me a minute. And I'm going to show you guys that I was going to tie up my hair, and that gets away all the flyaways. But for time's sake, I didn't tie down my hair, so that if you see hair still flying away after I show you guys the bandana, that is why, because I really didn't tie down my hair. I just was showing you guys a step. And then I'm going to take the braiding hair. You can have whatever type of hair that you want to. I just had this hair left over from when I got my braids done, so I just decided to use this hair. And I've seen some people take the rubber band out of the hair and like put a hair tie on it, but I just decided to use this rubber band because I knew I wasn't going to have the hairstyle in for long. But if you're looking to have this hairstyle in for longer, I do recommend not using a rubber band because the rubber band can be flimsy. And so with me putting this on my head at first, it was not long enough for me, and you guys will see that it was not long enough. And I just went ahead and adjusted it, and now you will see that the hair looks tangled up because I didn't put that part in the camera. But for me to make the hair longer, all you have to do is make sure you have a tight grip at the top. And right now I'm just going to pull, and this will make the hair longer, and it will also make it, you know, like less tangled. And even if you have tangles at the end or the hair gets too long, you can always trim it and cut it. So all I'm doing is pulling right now, and yeah. You can also, like, when I started braiding, I didn't braid so loosely at the top from when I flip it over, but you can braid loosely at the top so that you can but I didn't want when I flipped it over to be too big, so I didn't braid as loosely. I'm just going to pull it apart as you guys will see, and I'm going to be taking out little hairs that I will curl. And for these hairs, I don't think I'll do them again if I was to do this style, and if I do, I will trim them. But for right now, I just didn't like the end product. It was cute for some people, but like I think I have to like trim them, because if I don't trim them, then they're going to be too long. But if you like the curly hair, I will most definitely recommend that you pull out more than two than I did. and to make sure that they're like even, because the way I did mine, it just didn't, it looked right, but then also it was kind of iffy. So yeah, just make sure that you braid. And at first I'm not going to braid all the way down, but I should have. So you need to braid, make sure that you braid all the way down to the end, to where the hair gets really skinny and not stopping, because when you put the rubber band in, it made mine shorter than what I thought it was going to be. And right now all I'm doing is bobby pinning the bun over my hair. And like I said, I didn't tie down my hair, so I have a lot of flyaway hairs. But if I was to tie down my hair and made my ponytail a little tighter, you wouldn't have been able to see my ends, like my red ends. So if you do see them, just like, you know, ignore them. But yeah, so this is going to be like me just basically pinning everything down and trying to tuck in my hairs. And of course, if your hair is black, or you know, all brown, dark brown, or whatever, you will not have this problem. But it's just a simple fact that, you know, my ends are still colored. And like I said, right now all I'm doing is bobby pinning the bun part now. And I'm just like trying to tuck everything in as of right now. And I'm going to pull the braid apart. And y'all did see me put a rubber band at the end, and that is because I'm going to use accessories to cover up the rubber band. But if you do not have accessories, then I would not recommend putting a rubber band at the end, because it kind of makes it look tacky. But I'm going to be using either flexi rods, or you can use the perm rod sets. But I decided to use the flexi rods because the hair was long. And this is the part where I'm saying that you can trim these hairs so they do not be as long as this is my first time doing this hairstyle, so I wasn't sure like what to do. But most definitely next time when I try this hairstyle, I am going to trim the hairs that I left out if I want to go for that curly look. And right now I am just going to excuse me with my mouth wide. But yeah, I am going to just flexi rod those parts up, and then I'm also going to flexi rod the very end of the ponytail, as you guys will see in just a second. And I was trying to do this in frame, but you want to be careful when you're using the hot water, because it was difficult for me to dip them. And I do feel like you need to sit the cup on something and then dip your hair in it. But I was trying to do it on the camera, so you guys may see me like jump a little bit, because the water did kind of spill on my hand, but I tried to play it off as cool as I could because the water was hot. And you can boil your water, but I just put this water in a teacup or a coffee mug or something, and then I just put it in the microwave and let it heat up. So this is going to be me dipping them, and the one on the top was the hardest to dip, and maybe that's why people use the perm rod sets instead, because they hang off. But the curls did come out really nice, and his hair was easy to curl up. And you also want to be careful when you're dipping, because I did run into the problem on the top where the cup was so hot and I was trying to dip the hair in that it kind of melted the braiding hair a little bit. But you can't really tell, and you won't be able to tell when I put the accessories over it. But yeah, like I said, these were kind of long, but you can always cut them and trim them, but I just left mine alone just for the purpose of like the long look. And so I'm just putting the clips in like wherever I feel they are necessary, trying to cover up like if any of the hairs were sticking out or anything, and just mostly putting however many I want to put. And like I said, just keep spraying out the hair and trying to figure out what I want to do with the curly parts. And that's why I said like if you want to trim them, be easier. But this is going to be the final product, and like I said, I think it came out really cute, and I think y'all should try it. But make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe, and thank you for watching.
You don't hear my